Hi, friends. Host Eric here, host of Talking with Famous People. The YouTube channel is made almost entirely out of cheese. Yes, I'm live streaming again and reflecting on some things. So apparently, based on the chat in the premiere of that video last night, which I wasn't present for when it premiered, or today, the narcissism video, that the claim was that I was a narcissist, not her. which is just like astonishing to me. It's like, wait, you're saying I'm a narcissist? Well, why? Well, I guess the love bombing thing. I mean, the thing is, I don't typically do that. That's not my normal MO. This girl's an ENFJ. She's very good at eliciting that kind of response from people. I'm definitely not a narcissist. Rachel and I had our first fight today, sort of post-fight now. And it was interesting. It's like, it's kind of the same sort of fight I've had before with people, which is it's always about words. These words are acceptable and these words are unacceptable, and here's why. So, I mean, somebody's had an interesting fight. I don't know. What's wrong with using the word interesting to describe the fight? I mean, obviously, when you're getting to know a new person, you're learning things about them. You're learning about how they fight and so forth. Rachel, like all women I've been with, don't like the tone when I get annoyed. Well, the fight was about me telling her I didn't want to hear this depressing story from her past, which also caused Eileen to get upset. Even though I've made it abundantly clear, I don't want to be anyone's emotional dumpster. Now, Rachel's not been doing that to me at all, though. And so I shouldn't have shut her down in this instance. And I've since acknowledged that if she wants to tell me about some of the bad stuff from the past, I need to listen to it. Yeah, when Demon Windu's become the voice of reason, things are weird. Demon Windu is right on the money about that comment there. Absolutely right on the fucking money. And, obviously, Rachel has some trust issues, and she's going to need to overcome those pretty damn quick. I've said to her, her had some really interesting talks. It's a matter of you are on the team of good or on the team of evil, and that's it. And, there's no middle ground. The middle ground is tolerating evil. So that's it. That means using faith in the good, not indulging in nihilism, not indulging in needless negativity. The positive is not a lie when it deviates from negative feelings or thoughts. It is the solution to those. I don't care, Funky B. This is part and parcel of what you get. You go out with me. This is what you are consenting to. You are consenting to have me talk about our whole fucking life on the internet. Rachel well knows that. Now, look, I'm not trying to bust Rachel's chops right now. I am saying that it disturbs me that we had a fight at all. I don't want to have conflict. And it disturbs me that acknowledging that I should have listened to her story and that I was wrong did not elicit an immediate resolution. That's disturbing. But at the same time, I know that she's taking seriously what I'm saying. I believe it to be the case that more or less her life's in the balance right now. She's gone through a long series of relationships with people who have used her, abused her, and betrayed her trust. She's indicated that those who have betrayed her trust, their lives have been fucked up afterwards. I know, that's how shit works, right? But here's the thing. The slabs have given her the one person, perhaps anywhere, who can publicly claim and be pretty able to prove it through a long series of videos and whatever else, that I will stick to the righteous course. I will not betray her trust. It would destroy me. I told her, if I betray your trust, my entire ontology will be destroyed. If you invest your trust in me and I betray it, my entire ontology will be destroyed. My entire being will be destroyed. She said, I used to say that to the guy. You know, if I trust you and you betray it, your entire being will be destroyed. I'm telling her, if she invests her trust in me and I betray it, my entire being will be destroyed. You can't threaten somebody into being good. But you can know the will of the Slavs, have enough self-knowledge to realize that everything good is predicated on not doing that kind of shit for me. Absolutely everything. My entire being is predicated on not doing shit that gets me in trouble with the Slavs. So there's never been an instance where she's had more reason to trust somebody. And there's probably never been an instance before where if she did invest all of her trust in me, I wouldn't exploit her at all. I would not abuse her. I would not use her trust against her. I would not produce any ill effects in her. I would use that trust to make her understand that it's possible to trust in this world. There are some good people in the world, and that the love that I have for her is real, and that the love she has for me is real, and she needs to relax and let it happen. And trust me. And let me provide real guidance to her soul, not just her actions. I don't want to provide guidance to her actions. She doesn't want to be lectured. Sure, but there are boundaries. There are words one cannot say. There are things one cannot express as advocacies that are okay. You know, and what happened is, you know, we got into this fight, no big deal. But then she said, and this was a very big deal. She said, I think this may have been a mistake. I explained, absolutely unacceptable for anybody ever in a relationship to intimate that because of a fight or something, the relationship should end. If you are going to end the relationship, the only time it should ever come up is when you end the relationship. Never say those words. Those words are evil narratives. It doesn't mean you have to stay with somebody forever. Absolutely not. But it's your responsibility to make them feel safe. And if they're not all in, then you're not safe. So, yeah, I had to scold her something. I had to lecture her something about this, because if she's going to tell me she's wishy-washy about this, I don't have time for that shit. I don't have time for it. I don't have time to be dicked around. She's either all in, on my team, has full faith in me, and is willing to forsake those elements of her that persist in a state of wrongness, or see you later. I'm not getting abused. I'm not getting misused. I'm not getting used. I'm not getting treated like shit. I'm not getting talked about badly. I'm not getting none of the shit that Kimberly did is allowed at all. Period. That's it. No more. I tolerate zero of it. I know space and time is required for NI to process. I've tried to leave her alone some, and it's frustrating because one of the things I had to do with Kimberly. I couldn't get to resolve things right away. Conflicts should resolve like that. I don't want to spend any more fucking time in my emotions than I need to. Period. If we have a dispute, and you are right about something, as she was today, I will acknowledge it. That needs to resolve it. I will apologize. That needs to be pleasantly and agreeably embraced. Oh, thank you for apologizing. That's really great of you. I'm sorry to the end. Boom. It needs to be done that. I don't want to fucking waste any time being held down in bad feelings. I won't tolerate it. I'm done with that. There's no more fucking pointless harm seeking. We will believe in the good. We will affirm the good. We will invest our faith in Eric. We will walk the narrow path. I mean, if she doesn't want to, that's fine. She can walk her wide path someplace else. I'm not discrediting or diminishing her feelings. I've explained to her that her feelings are extremely valid, and so are mine. I have clear boundaries here. I will not be kept in a place where I'm suffering. I'm not going to carry the emotional load of my partner. I'm not going to be an emotional dumpster. And I'm also not going to tolerate somebody who doesn't realize the fundamental responsibility to make your partner feel safe. That means you never threaten to break up, or you never say you have any doubts about the relationship until you actually break up with the person. Then you say, all right, that's it, we're done. And you don't ever go back from that. All in or all out. There are only two ways to do it. There's no gray. None. Gray is the engine of failure. We are not talking about realities that are. We're talking about realities we create. If we don't create them right, we end up with a pile of shit. I gotta smoke a cigarette. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because wrong words do immense damage. And correct words must be agreed upon. They must be asserted, affirmed, and agreed upon in order to work as narratives. Damn it. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with people? In general. This really started when she talked to her brother on the phone. Who, I said to her in the parking lot this year, remember, Rachel, if you want to talk to him, there, go for it. I'm not trying to stop you. Her brother's a complete coward. Anthony Lapalosa, I guess, Anthony Lapalosa is just such a shame monkey. He is so terrified of me, and so is the mom, so is the dad. They refuse to engage me conversationally. They refuse to have any conversation at all with me. She talked to her brother. She was done with that conversation. She's feeling super bad. This is a person who's making her feel bad. And so what my message was today is, I'm mad because you made me feel bad. And our number one job is to care about each other, for God's sake. Not to get pleasure out of making the other person feel bad. Or just make the other person feel bad out of carelessness. No, we have a responsibility to prevent harm. Now, in being mad, I probably did a little harm. But that's why we don't ever do that shit. So that those kind of things don't happen. Her brother is a slime ball. An absolute fucking scumbag. Anthony LaPalosa, you're a coward and a scumbag. Yeah, I mean, whatever. You know, it's like I'm perfectly calm. I'm frustrated by the lack of goodness in the world and the propensity of individuals for evil. What could be more evil than refusing to talk to me at all because your sister wants you to talk to me? His sister wanted him to talk to me, but he was too scared. He's a coward. I don't care if she was just thinking out loud and thought crossed her mind. There are rules. We do not say certain things. We have responsibilities to our significant others. A responsibility to either be all in or all out. Only two options. Everyone has that responsibility if they want to have a monogamous relationship. You have to give the relationship the benefit of the doubt if it's going to be successful at all. You can't operate in a period of doubt because it creates the negativity that kills the relationship. She didn't say she doesn't want to be with me. She said maybe this is a mistake. I told her if it ever happens again, she's gone for sure. If she ever expresses any doubt in the relationship whatsoever, I explained to her that there are 3 levels of critique and they each have their own rules. Now look, the rule is for me, and it should be for everybody. There's a one-time warning on threatening to break up, indicating we should break up, anything in that fucking general vein. A one-time warning. Second time it happens, they're gone. If you look it up on the internet, this is generally what's suggested about this, because some people haven't been in a healthy relationship before and they don't understand that that's totally not acceptable. So they get one chance to learn it. Second time she does that, if she ever does that again, she's gone for sure. We're done. I told her that today. No ifs, ands, or buts. And remember, I have 2 settings. All in, all out. That's it. Boom. That's it. Once all out, it's done. I have no chance of ever coming back together. Period. This is how it operates. This is the correct way to operate. I do have a responsibility to project my lack of emotional nuance onto my partner because I am asking her to be fair, just, and decent to me. And I have a responsibility to protect myself. It is in fact the case that she is somewhat befuddled and confused about how to be in a healthy relationship, having been subject to people like her brother, Anthony, and her mother and her father and ex-boyfriends who control her and all kinds of shit. She's never actually had somebody who's honestly doing what I'm doing, which is loving her and telling her, I support your autonomy. I want to be a good relationship partner. I need a couple of basic things from you. You need to make me feel safe. Number 1 rule for both of us. So, we'll see what happens. I need to hear the right things from her. I need her to come back to me after she's thought about this for a stretch of time, not just conceding, but believing. I need her to have faith in me and what I am saying as preferable to the clusterfuck of families that she thinks of as knowledge. Her NI has not been fed in a healthy environment. It's full of awful truths about the world. Nihilism that's buried deep beneath this highly pleasing facade, right? Beneath the highly pleasing facade is actually a much more pleasing person. But she needs to accept that in this instance, for the first time in her life, and for a rarity for anyone's life, she needs to trust me more than she trusts herself. She's coming from a background of a lot of damage, and I'm only advocating the good for her. I'm not saying she needs to stay with me forever, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling her, I have been tasked now by the Slavs with a duty. You're here, you're my job. I have to do my job as best I can. But if you don't do your part of the job, then I'm no longer responsible for what happens. Because I have to do my duty according to the Slavs. That is to say, I have to present to her, here's a healthy environment. You can be a healthy member of this community environment. That means you will not do certain kind of unhealthy things. Other than that, I will love you, be all in, everything, as I've always said. Why can't I trust you of all things? Why can't I trust you? Why should I listen to you of all? Everybody's got their opinions. She actually said this to me, which is good question. The point is, I'm not asking you to trust really, I'm asking you for your faith. Belief in the absence of evidence. If you don't believe in me as a human being in that regard, then you shouldn't be with me. Now, it's true if you do choose to invest your faith in me, it's likely to be repaid, an ample bounty. And it's also true that at this point, since you've been afforded this chance by the Slavs, if you don't invest your faith in the one person who does deserve your trust after all these years, I'm worried for you. The Slavs can be wrathful. And it seems to me that they're telling you it's time to trust. Muster whatever trust you got left and throw it at this guy with all your might. Take our chance. We've given you an opportunity. Don't willfully toss it behind you. Make the choice you need to make. If she doesn't, I can't obviously be responsible for the outcomes. The Slavs, I've done my duty according to the Slavs. And that's all I can do. I've been good, righteous, true, just, told her the truth, been transparent about everything. It's important to be transparent too. It's not enough that I am true, righteous, just, blah, blah, blah. It's important that I tell everybody exactly what's going on. I'm not lying to you again. I'm not lying, Again, I'm not hiding shit. Again, I am what you see and what you get. A moralist, a righteous man, a person who is doing his best to adhere to the will of the Slavs. If you can't have faith in me, you can't have faith in anybody. There is nothing secretive, underhanded, or shady about me. Maybe you think I'm about certain things. You could say I'm self-righteous. A lot of things you could say about me. Wicked is not one of them. Ill intention is not one of them. Slav ignoring is not one of them. I don't need real trust. I need her to make a leap of faith. That's different. To choose to put her trust in somebody else's wisdom instead of her own knowledge. Like the time when I was taught by Mr. Samuelson how to teach English to regular ed students. I had been a special ed teacher, which means I hadn't learned a goddamn thing about teaching. And I went into that regular ed job full of piss and vinegar about how I knew better than everybody else about everything because of course function. So I trust my own deliberation above all else. And after a few months of flailing, Mr. Samuelson threatened to fire me. And then what I did was I realized in an epiphany that I needed to put on the learner's hat, to put aside my own deliberation and learn to do it the way he did it. I wouldn't be married to it. I'd have an additional tool. I could always jettison it later if I wanted to. Rachel needs to put on the learner's hat because she comes from a background like I came from, special ed. She didn't get any good education in the background there. In fact, she got nothing but bad messages, wrongnesses, the growing conviction that she herself is evil and that, in fact, the world is a nihilistic shithole of people who are dead walking around. That was fun to hear. Everybody's walking around dying. We're all dying as we walk around. No. Cling to your nihilism if you wish. But I am immune to it. I have the passion of purpose and truth. What makes my wisdom better than her own? My wisdom includes the fact that our own autonomy is the most important thing. That realizing our autonomy must take place in a position and a place of trust. That expressing and developing and investing trust into a good man is one way in which he can do this. That's my wisdom I'm preaching. I'm not preaching anything bad. You can evaluate all my wisdoms in and of themselves, each independently. I'm putting it all out there for you. Why should you trust me? Because everything I'm saying makes shit tons of sense. It's consistent with our universal intuition about the good. And you can tell that I am impassioned in my pursuit of what is noble, righteous, and true. So why is my wisdom better? Because my wisdom is that no nihilism is bad. My wisdom is that, yes, we must be honest, people of character, people who are honorable, people of goodwill, good intentions. Who would negate that? Who would negate that? Are you saying some exclusive truth to what I just said can also be good and true? You are wrong. Definitionally. It is not me she should trust. Or it is not my words she should trust. One of the two. But she should trust the other one. My words are true. My intentions are pure. My righteousness is well thought out. And my background is I was raised in the world's healthiest fucking parent-child relationship in history. I was loved perfectly in just the right amount of everything. I know what it means to be in a healthy relationship. People don't fight. When they have disagreements, they resolve them quickly. They love each other. They seek to build each other up. They praise and affirm each other. They don't gather ammunition to use against each other to cause pain. They never willfully hurt each other. They never forget how much they love each other, even when they're angry. These are basic fucking laws of nature. That's what a healthy fucking family and a healthy relationship is. Things that deviate from that are wicked. The end. Why should you listen to me? Because that's my fucking message. Find something wrong with it. For Christ's fucking sake, right? It's like, I'm just done with the world's evil spilling onto me. My responsibility is not to reject that person, throw them on the trash heap or anything. It's to say, fuck that noise. I'm going to make my best effort to bring the truth like a hammer to your head that saves the fuck out of you. But I don't have a lot of time to hammer. So she needs to say fast. Okay, well, Karen V. ENTP, one of my core messages of talking with famous people is listen to my words, not to my tone. I hope sometimes that my tone is unnecessarily harsh because it doesn't matter. And it makes me angry that people pay attention to my tone. My words are saying things. My tone is not. You may be hearing things in my tone like contempt or anger or frustration or yelling or whatever. But those tonal things don't matter. They're temporary. They can't be quoted. That's the thing. You can't quote tone. You can only quote words. So there's no point in paying attention to my tone. It doesn't do you any good. It doesn't convey anything real that I'm trying to say. I'm frustrated because you're not listening because of my tone. Makes it worse. I don't want to have to be tonally perfect. You need to listen to my fucking words and hear what they're saying. The words I say are good words. They express good truths. You should respect the words because the words are good, not because I was in the right emotional state when I said them. That is stupid. Look, Zaylen Block, I don't have the patience to get through to people who don't understand that there's no reason at all to doubt me in my earnestly expressed intentions and convictions and stuff. There's no reason to doubt me. So if I tell her, okay, I'm all in, and therefore you must be all in too, there's no reason to doubt that. That's what I mean. If I say, I don't want a bunch of baggage, I don't want to get dumped on, no reason to doubt on that. I'm done with people not listening. Listen to my words. Do not focus on me. Focus on my words. They speak the truth. I'm not even yelling. I'm just frustrated. It's like I am a warrior on the side of good. I'm trying to have a loving, healthy relationship with somebody, and once again, their distrust is interfering in it. I've given nobody any reason to distrust me ever. I'm sick of the damage that people do to each other. I'm sick of having to deal with it. And I'm sick of it not being subject to solving it. So I am going to do my very best to solve Rachel's damage quickly. Might it require her to get past some tone things? It might. I'm frustrated. I don't want any more fucking problems. I've had 2.5 years of fucking problems. I don't need any more fucking problems. So the point is, I know exactly what to do. And Rachel just needs to listen and agree with it. What I need to do is say, hey, just come at me honestly. Say, I'm scared. I made a mistake. Forgive me. I do need to learn how to be in a healthy relationship. And I'll say, I made some mistakes too. I was yelling. I raised my voice. I had a bad tone. I shouldn't have said this or whatever. And I'm really sorry too. And we'll move forward successfully having resolved this. We can high five after the fight because then it becomes a positive. And it's important that she doesn't do any more damage between now and then. That is to say, there's no more pushback, no more critique or negativity or anything like that. She's ready to listen, ready to learn, and ready to be positive and ready to understand that we're not lying with positivity. We are creating the reality we choose to create. We are not misrepresenting things. So to say that you are all in is to make a choice about commitment, not about your feelings. Nobody's ever going to feel all in all the time. That's why we don't use stupid, variable, mushy ass things like that. You are all in because you're committed to the righteous path. You've made a decision. You're going to stick with it, and you're going to be there for that person and be supportive and stuff like that, right? But there are stipulations. The other person has to reciprocate. It has to be reciprocity. There has to be mutuality. The other person has to be just as much all in as you. And there are certain lines they can't cross. That's it. Very simple. And Rachel needs to have her come to Jesus moment or not. It doesn't matter, but she needs to make a firm decision, one way or the other, without any qualifications or reservations. Because that's the only way to do anything in life. Otherwise, you're just fucking around and wasting my time. I don't want to play gray area. I'm not sure what this is. I don't want to play that game. I hate that fucking game. That game is called Stomp All Over Eric's FI. I won't play that game. I will have a relationship on my terms. My terms, fortunately, for whoever is my relationship partner, are equality, mutual respect, kindness, justice, and truth. So, whoever well, what happened with Rachel? She displayed damage. She doesn't trust me. She doesn't know how to trust. She's like, in that regard, she's like Kimberly. However, I have a little bit of faith here, and I have a lot of hope for Rachel because she's an NI tool user and she's not an NI user. And I am, in fact, speaking the truth. And I believe that she can have her epiphany and her come to Jesus moment and say, I'm going to stop doing it Rachel's way. That's not been working out. I'm going to try Eric's way. Just like I did when I went to Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm going to stop doing it Eric's way. It's not working. I'm going to try these guys' way. She told me that she's really good at running. Okay, you've been running and running and running. Where are you running to? Do you ever get to reach destination? The slabs have put you before me for a reason. I'm already doing what I'm supposed to do. Making clear that you haven't lost me yet, but you're going to be on my team completely, on the side of the good, justice and truth and righteousness and transparency and positivity, belief in the fundamental value of human beings, belief in the self. Yeah. You're going to believe in you like I believe in you, not like you believe in yourself, which is not well at all. And it's going to happen fast. Yeah. I don't have a lot of time to waste on shit bringing me down.
Yeah. And if,
I don't know what the dark triad personality theories are that you're referring to. What are my thoughts on the dark triad personality disorders? Well, the narcissistic personality disorder is the one that has been brought up a lot here. I was shocked to discover that they weren't even talking about Rachel. They were talking about me. I'm definitely not a narcissist. I don't know why anybody would think that. Like I say, the things I object to are people storing up ammunition to use against each other later, double binding people, hurting people's feelings on purpose for various reasons. All that kind of shit is narcissists do. That's what appalls me and outrages me and gets me so fucking mad. It's like, I grew up in a family where everybody was fair to each other. Everybody was affirming. You guys have heard my mom. Oh, you're so great at this, Eric. Oh, this is how we talk to each other. Like decent people. Like, I'm sorry that so many people in the world did not grow up like that, where they were affirmed and loved and protected and kept safe and valued no matter what, unconditionally. It's the only way anybody ever ought to be raised. But everybody who wasn't raised like that has a responsibility to treat relationships like I treat them. That is to say, from a position of basic, affording the benefit of the doubt, well-intentioned, faith in the relationship, all the shit I say. They all have a responsibility to have relationships like that and to stop that cycle of fuckery. So Rachel is an individual who has a choice to make. Is she going to embrace this vision of goodness and truth and be with me and choose to invest her faith in what I'm saying and go all in the relationship and to live a life where we affirm each other, operate under the presumption of the good, and support each other and don't fucking attack each other and don't cause problems unnecessarily, don't admire problems, all that kind of shit? Or is she going to choose the evil? It's that simple. The evil being her fear in this instance. She's going to run again. Okay, well, let her run again then. She's out of my hands at that point. I did what Slav needed me to do.
Well, I think you guys are really lucky that you have each other, and that makes it good. Yeah. And
then why are you so attracted to so many women with baggage? I mean, the thing is, I didn't see any signs of baggage in Rachel until today. I didn't know really what was going on with her family. I didn't realize when I talked to her family they were going to be outrageously fucking just awful. I had no idea. I had no reason to think. Breezy Free says all women have baggage. Well, then, look, my point is this. It is fine to have baggage, but you may not be a problem admirer. You will take the solution I provide to get rid of the baggage. Or, see you later. I'm not going to sit around admiring problems. I'm not going to sit around creating problems with wrong words. You will solve the problem as I indicate, or then you don't care. You don't want to solve problems. You're a problem admirer. I'm not going to go out with any more fucking problem admirers, ever.
Well, I can understand when you don't. This is good.
A willingness to move in with a new partner the day you meet them is a sign of baggage. Listen, she was not willing to move in with me the day she met me. She came out here for a 1-week visit. One of the reasons why I canceled the thing back was because I need her help this week while my mom's here. And I thought this would be a good way for us to be mutually beneficial to each other and to get to know each other more. I still need her to be here this week. I still want her to be here this week. I don't want to break up with her. I want her to come to me saying, you're right. I'm going to put away my pride and my fear. And I'm going to learn from you and listen to you and put my faith in you. That's what she needs to do. I'm not playing any more games with fucking fucked up people. Either be sensible, be reasonable, or There's absolutely nothing narcissistic about me at all. Quite a lot of baggage is yours. I will agree that I bring some baggage into this, that I'm easily triggered because of my long history with Kimberly. And that's unfair to Rachel. And it's something I've talked to her about as well. I've said, look, that's something I have to be very attentive to. I don't want to make you walk on eggshells at all, but, and I don't want to overreact to things. But there are some boundaries I have, and I need her to respect them. I'm not going to let her undermine all my spells. I am busy casting spells of goodness and truth. Why? Because the world needs salvation. Look, I'm not looking for damn people to save. This chick came out here, everything was great, blah, 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 blah. And then I talked to her family, like, oh my God, oh no. Her family's really fucked up, but she still seemed great, no problems. So, then what? Well, today I crossed one of her boundaries. I sort of shushed her when she started telling me this depressing story about this ex-boyfriend who controlled her a lot. Well, I don't want to imagine that shit. I don't want to picture, her being... I just don't... it's like, when I think about that shit, Dr. McGee, hey, nobody listens, remember? Goodbye. So, Don't listen. Goodbye. Like you said, go ahead. Leave now. Remember, Dr. McG? You're going to leave? I am. I'm trying too hard. What do you mean trying too hard, Jason Rodriguez? I have lots of options. If this falls apart, I'm not worried at all. I'm not trying too hard. I'm doing the right thing. I'm being a good and just and righteous person. I'm following the will of the Slavs. It's not trying too hard. You seem to have underestimated your responsibility as a moral agent.
Well, I'm going to go. The only thing I have
You want to go to
say-
bed?
Pardon?
Do you want to go to bed? What time is it?
No,
9? Not yet? Okay.
I'm going to eat something and then go to bed. Yeah, something little.
Yeah, I shushed her. It was wrong of me because I needed to listen to her story about her past that was depressing. Because even though I don't want to be an emotional dumpster, she's not dumped on me at all. And I need to not be triggered like by Kimberly past stuff to just negate everything the negative at all and make everybody be like, oh, Stepford wives, whatever. I don't want to do that at all. I get it. It's complicated. People make mistakes. But I need to know that the bones of the ontology are sound. And in this case, for the bones for ontology to be sound, she needs to reject her former bad knowledge and replace it with the good. Because she has learned that people are evil, that the world is dark and awful, everyone walking around dying, that people can't be trusted, that everybody betrays her trust and uses her and exploits her and abuses her. And that may be the case of her past. But the Slavs have given her to me. She's been given the chance of a lifetime. But it requires her to make that leap of faith.
Well, I really.
If she can't do it, I'm afraid probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the Slavs have in store, but they're giving her the chance at poetic justice. It's like she's never had a chance. She's invested trust in the past in people who didn't deserve it. The Slavs have given her the guy who does deserve it. If she doesn't have any trust left to invest, it doesn't bode well Slav-wise, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Slavs know better than me. Don't mean to suggest I can tell what the Slavs are doing.
Well, I'm glad I got to see people because it's nice to see that you're here and you're alive rather than, and that's great. That's good.
Rachel's in the back house, and I am ignoring my mom, and I'm sorry. This is the thing. This is why I need a mostly entirely conflict-free relationship. Since we started fighting, my caregiving goes downhill, just as it did with Kimberly. We go to it's like as soon as things get fucking difficult with Kimberly, I start taking it on mom because mom's here being difficult, and I'm trying to solve this real problem and trying to resolve this shit because I got FI in the mix and nobody fucking listening, you know?
Yeah.
No, she's out in the back house because she wants to be by herself for a while, and I respect that. You know, I want her to. I'm not trying to force anything. I don't need a submissive anything. I'm saying I'm a person too, and I either need you on my team or I need somebody else. She basically made it very clear to me that yes, I could definitely count on her to be a good teammate and all that. She made that very clear to me before she came out here and all that sort of stuff. So now it's time for her to deliver. That's it.
Well, I'm going to let you guys have your nice night to sleep, and I'll go back up. Yeah. Because I looked at the first time and I thought, no.
No, I'm not demanding submission, horse mumbler.
Yeah.
I'm saying I won't tolerate evil. If you're going to say evil things, I can't let that fly because then I put my own self at risk. I'm not protecting myself. So it is evil, in fact, to tell a significant other, maybe this was a mistake. Maybe we shouldn't be together. Because what is that designed to do? It's designed to make them feel unsafe. I might take my love away from you. Wait Wicked, not okay, unacceptable. So it's not a matter of he said, she said. It's a matter of we have clarity about these sort of things. Here's what are acceptable behaviors, here are what are not, and here's why they're not acceptable. And you either agree with me because it's true and just and right and good, or you disagree and you're choosing the side of evil. I won't allow that in my relationship. You're going to be a good person. If you're not a good person, if you don't care about my feeling safe too, if you're going to be like BPD or something, GTFO.
Well, good night. And
All right, good night, Mom.
I hope it's a good one for you. Yeah, I hope. Which one?
Well, see, I'm telling her, I've told her already, though. She's already committed to being all in before. So now that she's wavering, she's doing immense damage to my belief that she's reliable at all. I need her to earnestly and with her whole heart have absolute faith that she is all in without any question or doubt, or else she is failing me. How would she feel if I told her this? Hey, Rachel, yeah, you're welcome to stay here for as long as I find you fun. Now, you did a good job today. Good night, sleep well. I'll probably kill you in the morning. You know, Dread Pirate Robert style. Would that be cool with me to tell her, hey, yeah, you can still stay here. Well, for how long? You know, until I get tired of you. Would that be okay? Would she be okay with that? That's what she's telling me.
Oh, no.
You're wrong, Thecla A.
Yeah.
That's why, and that is why you fail, Thecla A. And that is why you fail. Because you do not understand that first and foremost, we must know what the status of the thing is, or else you can't even possibly begin to be safe and have a relationship. I need to know that we're on the same page. She said we were on the same page. I had every reason to believe we're on the same page. She can still be on the same page with me. I will not have anybody on a different page. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. This is my stipulation to be in a relationship with me. You guys can all say I'm wrong. It doesn't matter because I can't be wrong. This is what I require from a relationship partner. If you can afford it to me, great. If you can't, see you later. It's that fucking simple. Who can say I'm doing anything wrong by saying that? What I need is somebody who rejects evil in all of its forms, period. That means not indulging in evil, ever, period. That means not saying evil words, ever, period. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good. If you're opposing me, you're opposing the good, definitionally. For Christ's sake. Well, sounds like we're done. I just walked out, I smoked a cigarette, or talking to her mom on the phone saying, I just don't think we have the same goals. I know he wants to be president, but I have a mouth, implying that I don't want her to express herself, which is ridiculous, of course, because what I said when I did shush her today was the only thing anybody can do when they make a mistake. I said, that was wrong of me. I apologize and I won't do it again. Now, instead of believing me, she's assuming that that's what I'm going to do all the time. She's out back in the back house talking to her mom on the phone. Okay, well, look, Matthew Alistair, what I keep saying to everybody, and nobody, you'll note, is disputing this, is that the fundamental good of my message cannot be denied. Critique it on point. What am I saying that's bad? Nothing. You can't point to anything that I'm saying that's bad. I'm saying let's be good, honest, just, honorable, true. Let's exercise a vision for the world that produces good outcomes for everybody. Let's be the stories that ought to be. Get outside to do evil? What do you mean? Indulging in evil is to reject the good, of course. It's not talking to her mom. That's not evil.
If I can't find something that looks really good, I'll just wait till the morning.
Hey, it's not bad. I don't expect others to come to the same insights in the time frame. I'm saying this is a prerequisite to being with me. She knew that. She convinced me she was that. She did have that. So at this point now, she does have the responsibility, but she's not going to. We're done. I can tell by the conversation with her mom. She's like, we don't have the same goals or something. She doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. She doesn't trust me.
I guess I got some in this. Right?
What's the format of this channel? The format of this channel is I talk and you guys chat and I read them and whatever. I don't know. It's whatever I feel like it to be. For Christ's sakes. That's a format? Do you run this and have guests and whatnot, or like what? I mean, I sometimes have guests. People join me on live streams, whatever. It's not over yet. She's deciding it's a turning point one way or the other. Well, we'll see. That's what I told her. I said her whole life hangs in the balance as far as my guess would be. I'm not going to say the slabs are for sure this way or that way, but her whole life's in the balance because she's had all these people she can't trust, and now she's been given the one person she genuinely can trust. Why can't she genuinely trust me? Because what am I asking of her? To be in a loving relationship with me. She did say to her mom, I do believe we both want to be in a loving relationship. She did say that to her mom. So, that's good. She's being fair in that regard. Someone blocked Stacy? Okay.
I'm sorry, I should have done that at the end of it. Yes, last time. I feel like that was not good. I should have. And I really like you. And I like your family, and yeah.
So, yeah, that's my mom.
Yeah.
That's my mom. So, back to the drawing board, I guess. I don't know. It's like, if she is deciding right now, then she better make a real decision. That means she better come in here and convince me that she's had some sort of epiphany and make a real decision.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Because I'm not putting up with any wishy-washy. I'm not spending any more time trying to convince her.
I'll just take this back home.
I'm not doing this again. So, that's it.
Okay.
Well, today's our first fight. And the thing about a fight is it shows you whether you can rely on somebody. People who have their fight and are still just as committed as they were, or it's still just as committed as they were, still just as committed during the fight as they were before the fight, and even more committed after the fight than before the fight, then you've got a good couple. If the couple feels less committed because their emotions are bad, then they don't know how to be in a relationship. I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm gonna. Where is this the same place that you had before?
Yeah, so what if I didn't know her 2 weeks ago? The nice thing is, I have a clear understanding of how to do this, right? It's just like I afford you the full benefit of the doubt and assume you're a great person and treat you accordingly and love the shit out of you. And if you make a mistake, I help you with that. And if you don't respond well to that help and make more mistakes and cause more problems and be a problem admirer, then GTFO.
That would be
It's
nice
that simple.
for you.
You either work with me or you're working against me. If you're not working with me, you're working against me, because I don't need to have to drag someone along behind me. Whoever's going to have this job with my girlfriend is going to be the right person. She's going to be a good person. She's going to be a loving person. She's not going to cross certain lines. She's not going to be a problem admirer. She's going to be not have attachment problems. She's not going to have baggage and shit. That's it. Sorry, that's my rule. Now, if Rachel can fix herself all of a sudden, great. If she can't, DFB. Get out. I'm not having it. I'm not asking for hardly anything. I'm offering almost everything.
Yes, you have, and you've been very.
Horse Mumbler 1, I have explained to her over and over again from date one what the stipulations were, which is when I go relationship, I'm all in until all out, and my partner must be too. And that's it. That's the rule. That's the stipulation. That's the condition. If somebody's not capable of that, I don't want to fuck around. I don't want to waste my time. I mean, okay, look, I gotta say, the notion that I would say that Rachel wasted my time this week is just appallingly fucking ridiculous. Because, man, let me tell you, woo, I fucked my brains out this week. I mean, I just been fucking since she got here, basically. It's been fantastic, you know? I was like, fuck yeah, this girl's great. She smells great, too. I love the way she smells, which is usually supposed to be a good sign. I don't know what to believe from her, though. I don't know if anything she says to me is true or not, or whatever. I keep explaining to her it doesn't matter. She just has to behave appropriately and say the right words. That's all.
Yeah. Because of those big flam things.
Well, here, Joey Joe Shabadoo, why don't you, put him on timeout or just remove him entirely, whatever you want to do. He's right there, Stacy. I see him. You can hit him right now. He's within your range of your rifle.
I don't know why that stupid school does that to us. They put all that stuff.
Okay, introvert switch to extrovert at will.
I was just gonna take a walk.
Okay.
Is the block like round like that?
Yep.
Is my shoes in there?
I'm gonna come in and look for him.
I don't know.
I need to tell you. I don't know where my shoes are from.
And what do you want to tell me?
What?
You said you got to tell me?
Yeah, I wanted to tell you that I was going for a walk.
Okay, sure.
No, I was getting my shoes. But this is awkward, so I'm just gonna.
No, it's not awkward. Do you have thinking to do or what?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Do your thinking. Look for your shoes. It's not awkward.
It's nice to see you.
Yeah, it's nice to see you
know,
too.
because you really are a very nice person.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rachel, you really are. Do you want to maybe sit down and
No.
talk to live chat at all?
No, I'd rather-
Okay, go do your thing. Do your thing.
Excuse me.
Oh,
I get it.
I had to get ready to get the stuff in my hair. So that
Crystal S says she should stay. Jeremiah Fix says Rachel be you. Abby Boy says, how old is Rachel? Rachel is 34 years old.
Excuse me.
okay.
Yes, you two need some space. Fine. I'm not controlling at all.
I
I'm
probably will wait till I see
fair,
the
just, true, reasonable,
light. Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no reason to. I mean, look, if you're being adversarial with me, you're always barking up the wrong tree. Because I want to come to an agreement with you, whoever you are, in any context. I want us to be on the same page. If you were being adversarial, you were trying to be on a different page with me than me. And that's always a mistake because I choose my pages very carefully.
Well, when we're finished with
Okay,
this,
you
this
get
is
to know
the
them
last one that
is-
we have.
You get to know them is a way of never being serious about anybody. I get to know infinite number of people and never actually get to know anybody. To get to know somebody requires a safe environment. That requires a committed relationship for me anyway. And nobody gets to know somebody in a non-committed relationship because there's too much anxiety, uncertainty, and you can't provide that much of yourself emotionally to that relationship.
Well, I looked for the side there, it looked like the dog. But it wasn't.
Well, sure. Sometimes you have to be adversarial to understand both sides so that you can then become on the same page. I have no problem with somebody launching an affirmation or negating something I'm saying, provided they abide by the results of that. So if they launch an affirmation and I tear it to shreds, they change their tune. You're right. That affirmation is weak as fuck. I'm not going to make that affirmation anymore. If they try to negate something and I defend it successfully, they go, okay, you're right. It's not negated then. That's it. Fair enough.
This is so cool, I hope. Well, that's something new.
Okay. The journey is the destination. In a relationship, the journey of the two of you together, which can only be made safely on a watertight boat. I cannot make this journey on a leaky boat. Period. I will not do it. The way one would distinguish between reasonable and unreasonable expectations would be to talk to the other person. Freddie Chandran, no, that's not. My expectations are fundamentally, objectively, inherently reasonable. That doesn't mean they're the right choice for her. I'm not saying she has to meet my expectations or that she should meet them. It is not the case that anybody necessarily should meet expectations that are reasonable. I'm saying there's nothing to critique about the expectations themselves. And that's true. And an important distinction.
That is good. You've been with the papers and things for a long time. And I understand that because I lived in my mother and my uncle and all that stuff for a long time. And I knew it was,
I'm not dumping emotional toxin on someone who's daring to voice a doubt. Your position is weak as fuck. That's not true. I did not dump any emotional poison on anything. I was trying to prevent emotional poison. I shushed her. That was the mistake I made. Okay? For her to go from, I love you forever, I'm all in for the last week, to maybe this is a mistake because I shushed her once. You say, I'm the problem? You're wrong. Period. I'm not the problem. That's why I establish this shit ahead of time and get agreement ahead of time so that we are on the same page. There's no reason for me to tolerate somebody who won't simply explain to me that they are or are not. It's fine. You don't have to be. Fine. You don't want to do it this way? Fine. You don't have to. I'm not forcing you to. If she wants to leave, go. Why should I have to have a relationship that doesn't meet my stipulations? Why? Okay, no. It doesn't take any time to make a boat watertight, Freddie Chandran. It takes faith. It takes exactly what I am asking of her, a leap of faith, a choice to invest her faith in me and my words, which are good words, instead of her own bad words. She has a choice. She can choose whatever she wants. It's up to her. I want to encourage her to exercise her autonomy as she sees fit. But nobody at all should ever make the mistake of believing that I am wrong in any way, shape, or form about this. Because I am, in fact, as usual, completely correct.
That helps. They put those white things on where? I'll show you.
Damn effie drama shit. That's not even effie drama.
I'll see if I can.
It's my disappointment at the failures of others to uphold the value of my fifth slot function and I. There's a singular path regarding these things. It is determinate. Now, it's not permanent, right? I did what I had to do. I did the right thing. I chose the path. I followed it. She tried to pretend to be on the path. That's not okay. That doesn't get me anywhere. That's not what I need as a teammate. I need a real teammate who's really on my team, not wiggle woggly. Look, the thing is, Ryan Harrison, we've had an entire week of bliss until this afternoon when I shushed her one time. And then after that, but here's the thing, happy voice, after I shushed her, I said, that was not okay of me. That was me reacting to what happened to me before with Kimberly and being very triggery about certain things that I don't want to repeat. It was not okay of me to shush you. I apologize and resolved not to do it again. That's what I said, happy voice. It's not much deeper than I acknowledge. I acknowledge exactly what it is. It's my own damage. And I resolved to do better. I did everything that one should and must do in such a circumstance. Take responsibility, own it, apologize, resolve to do better. One can do nothing else. Right? And her responsibility then is to afford me the benefit of the doubt that my words are true. After all, I've given her something that she can throw in my face if I do it again. I've made that choice because I'm on her team. I said, hey, here, listen, I was wrong to do that. I'm saying I was wrong to do that. So if I do that again, you can call this back and say, hey, I thought you weren't going to do that again. You said you weren't. You can use that against me. I'm handing you this bit of control over me in the future. So you have every reason in the world to trust my words. After this conversation, when I explained that I made a mistake, I apologized, I resolved to move forward, She went outside and had a conversation with her mother in which she indicated to her that she had a mouth, as though I wasn't letting her express herself. Except if she afforded me the benefit of the doubt, she would have said, "Oh, well, Eric is learning too, you know. He learned today that he's prone to sometimes doing something that he acknowledges is not okay because of a past trigger. But he's resolved to do better, and I have faith in him that he won't do that again." That's what she should have said to her mom if she was on my team. But she didn't say that. She concluded that my words were lies and that, in fact, I was going to continue to shush her. That's a big problem because what I have to offer to somebody is that I am trustworthy. And if you won't trust me, then you're making everything harder. Everything harder. Okay. Fine. Fine. I will. Why? So she can tell me we're done? Fine. I'll go I'll go hear the bad news and talk to you later.